Forget zodiac memes. This is what the planets actually do. 8 worlds moving at different speeds around one star, while Earth gives us a constantly changing point of view.
Everything you are about to see is astronomically grounded. Then we will reconstruct the human idea layered onto those motions over more than 2,000 years. By the end, you will know what a planetary position really is, why retrograde appears, and exactly where astronomy ends and astrology begins. Modern ephemerides do not guess where a planet is. Systems such as NASA JPL Horizons numerically calculate positions and observability for chosen times and locations.
The Sun dominates the solar system by mass. Mercury completes an orbit in about 88 days. Neptune takes roughly 165 years.
A diagram that fits every orbit on one screen cannot preserve true sizes and distances. Good simulations state that limitation instead of hiding it.
From above the solar system, planetary paths look orderly. From Earth's moving platform, those same planets trace complex loops against the background stars. Retrograde motion is the classic example. A planet does not reverse its orbit. Changing lines of sight make it appear to move backward temporarily. Conjunction is another viewpoint word. 2 objects can appear close in our sky while remaining separated by enormous distances in 3-dimensional space.
So astronomy can specify position, velocity, angle, brightness, distance, and visibility. Those are quantities that observations can test.
Warm, intelligent, conversational, subtly curious, never theatrical or promotional. Use varied sentence melody, clean pauses, precise scientific pronunciation, restrained excitement, and a calm sense of discovery. Speak at about 145 words per minute.
The 5 naked-eye planets were wanderers, lights that shifted relative to the fixed stars. Their regular irregularity made them ideal for calendars, prediction, and meaning.
Greek thinkers later developed geometric models of the heavens, while Hellenistic astrologers organized planets, zodiac signs, houses, and aspects into natal interpretation.
That history was not one straight line and not one universal astrology. Babylonian, Greek, Egyptian, Indian, Persian, and later Arabic scholars transformed the material differently. Astronomy and astrology were not always separate professions. The modern boundary emerged gradually as experimental science demanded testable mechanisms and reproducible evidence. This is where astrology begins today, not by changing the ephemeris, but by assigning symbolic language to accurate celestial positions. A planet becomes an actor. A zodiac sign becomes its style. A house becomes the area of life, and an aspect becomes the relationship between actors. Those meanings are traditional interpretations. Astronomy does not establish that a planet causes personality, opportunity, conflict, or events on Earth. A responsible reading, therefore, keeps the ephemeris exact and the interpretation conditional. This might describe a theme, not this will happen. Try the comparison yourself. First, choose a date, time, and observer location. Generate the astronomical positions before reading any symbolic labels. Second, identify one visible geometry, a conjunction, opposition, or apparent retrograde loop. Explain it physically in plain language. Third, read how a historical or modern astrological tradition interprets that pattern. Name the tradition instead of presenting one meaning as universal. Finally, ask whether the interpretation is useful as reflection, whether it makes a testable claim, and what evidence would change your mind. The surprising part is not that ancient observers knew modern orbital physics. They did not.
It is that generations of observers built durable symbolic systems around patterns they could repeatedly see.
Today's simulation gives us precision they could not access. It also lets us separate three layers: the sky itself, our model of it, and the meaning humans assign.
Whether you see astrology as psychology, symbolism, cultural history, or coincidence, the planetary positions remain measurable, and the interpretations remain ours to examine.
Explore the sky against your own chart free at AskCelesta.com and share the tool freely. What should we simulate next? Retrograde motion? An eclipse? Or your birth sky?